Welcome to the Lindsay and Tony podcast, where we talk about spirituality, business, and life experiences.
In this podcast, we're bringing our private conversations to you.
We believe that it's through discussion, action, and reflection that true change occurs.
Welcome to episode 40, Why It's Okay to Get Paid Your Worth as a Medium. In this episode, you will learn why it's important to value your worth as a medium and how it impacts your business. I hope everybody enjoys the show.
Hi guys, welcome back. Today's episode is about getting paid as a medium, but making sure that your mediumship and the payment you receive is worth your value. So I feel like that's important to really get clear on what your value is and don't devalue your worth when it comes to payment.
Absolutely, and this goes for every industry.
Mm-hmm.
You must know your worth and you must charge it if you want that even exchange of energy. Because I've seen Lindsay in the past to where when at the beginning of your mediumship, to where the things were off balance because you weren't charging. It wasn't only that you weren't charging enough, it was more your business wasn't structured how you wanted it to be structured, and which had to do with your value, because part of Lindsay's value is teaching. So she had to build that part of her business up too, to add in the structure to where you can mentor students and teach students and charge accordingly.
Right.
So that way the exchange of energy was more balanced.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of the times when I was going over pricing, because I feel like this is a very common question for my business students, my psychic medium business students, they always want to know, well, what should I charge? And they want to look at what everyone else is charging. But actually, for me, I never looked at other people's prices. I never went by that. I felt like at the very beginning stages of my business, I actually didn't even have a business. I thought that I should accept donations. Before the donation thing, I thought that I should just do it as a service, just be of service to people and give people readings. And I realized later that that wasn't going to work, because if I wanted to help more people, I really did have to start charging. And one of the examples that I always give is if you're a musician and you're attending a concert and you're going to see, Billy Joel or Shania Twain or whoever it is, they're enjoying what they're doing. They're using their ability to sing. They're enjoying it, but they're not doing it for free. They're charging people for, the tickets and the process of the energy that they're putting out and the time that they're putting out there while they're using their gifts.
Absolutely. And they set it up in a way to where they could get their worth out of it. So a lot of those country singers and musicians, they are millionaires, or in other words, living abundantly materialistic wise, because they structured their business in a way that allowed those funds to come through the business. And not only that, it was an even exchange because they're putting out value into the marketplace as well.
Yeah. And I think that's important. And you can still get paid and be a millionaire and not be happy. But the whole purpose of this episode is to know that you are worth getting paid. And just because you're giving a service for people that are having a tough time doesn't mean that you're taking advantage of people. Because I think that's a thought that mediums have, is I don't want to come off as taking advantage of them. You're not taking advantage of anyone. You're helping them. You're giving them value. In the past, I've been told by people saying, I've been going to a therapist because of the death of my loved one for over 20 years. And one reading has changed my life, because knowing that my daughter is around me has helped me more than 20 years of therapy. And it's just not just me that's experiencing this as a medium. There's other mediums that have the same story, because they're getting the answers that they need or the confirmation that they're still around them. And that's valuable.
Absolutely. And you need to know that. You need to understand how valuable... Whoa, how's my stomach?
We're going to have to edit
I'm getting hungry. No, we don't need to edit that. We don't need to edit it. But you need to understand how valuable you are as a medium, like what you're actually doing. You're not just talking to people who passed away and, that's what I do. I listen to Lindsay give readings, like to her clients over the phone. And I've given readings before. I don't charge yet. I say yet because maybe my career, I feel like in the future I could be pulled towards that because it is happening more often with me and the readings are becoming more clear. But I know that, or was I getting with that?
You are going, because you're using your gifts in other ways right now, but in the end, you're
I was saying that for a reason though.
not sure.
I'm not either. But
Okay.
anyways, you
going.
want to get your worth as a medium, and you need to have that even exchange, because even if you're a millionaire right now, even if you have all the money in the world, it's not about the money. It's about when you charge your worth and when you charge a certain price, you're going to attract certain customers. So you got to figure out what customers fit best with you. And you have to figure out if you feel drained after you do your readings. And if you do, then there's probably an uneven exchange going on there.
Right, that's true. And I think that's important to look at that. And we did another episode before about feeling energized or drained when it comes to boundaries with mediumship. And I feel like this episode kind of goes with that one. So
It's part of boundaries.
if you didn't listen to the boundary episode for mediums, you have to go back and listen to that, because I feel like that would help a lot too. But if you're looking at what to charge, or what your value is, think about what you feel called to charge. And if you don't feel comfortable charging a certain price, don't just put it up on your website as the price that you want to charge because everyone else is doing it. Because if you put out that energy of a price that doesn't feel right to you, you're not going to attract people to come to you, because you don't believe in it, right?
Exactly. And it's all from the foundational belief that your beliefs, your energy creates your life.
Right.
And it does, because in all of sales, they found this, that when you're selling something, people can unconsciously pick up whether you believe in what you're doing or not. And if you don't believe in the price, they're going to pick up on that, and they might think it is attached to something else. Like maybe there's something sketchy about your program or whatever you're doing, when in all reality, it's just because you don't believe in the price or your services.
Yeah, that's true. And if you're trying to build up the value within yourself, ask for testimonials. Ask for feedback so that you could build up your belief and think, you know what, I did give value here. I did do a reading that actually helped someone. And reading those testimonials and getting that feedback will build up the belief in yourself that, yes, you are valuable. And it's a reminder to you that you're a valuable asset to people's life. So I feel like that's important. And sometimes you have to focus more on the value that you're giving than the issues that you think that, or the insecurities that come with your mediumship. Because as a medium, I feel like there's been different stages that I've gone through where there's times where I'm like, oh, was that good enough? Or, could I have done better? That's something that's going to come up for you. But if you have more belief in yourself and the ability to connect in with the spirit realm and help people, it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah, and that'll always come up with everybody all of the time, I think. I could have done it better, which you always can do it better. So know that before you do all of this. Know that every time you do a reading, you're going to be able to do it better. But it's like what Lindsay said, focus on what is your reading doing for people, and what are the testimonials that keep coming back to you? Because I know Lindsay's constantly getting messages sent to her through email and social media saying how her readings have really impacted. And I've heard people in person over the years, like a lot of people in person, saying that Lindsay's reading totally changed the trajectory of their life. Like before Lindsay's reading, they believed one way, and then now they believe this way. So what's the value you put on that? And another thing is, when you're charging a low price, or compared to industry standards, I know Lindsay said she didn't look at the industry standard, but when you're charging a low price, people in the back of their mind, they think, what's wrong here?
Right.
There's something wrong. So it's a psychology about it too. So a lot of times you'll attract clients that aren't really even wanting to get a reading. It's more like they're wanting to be you'll attract negative clients, is what I'm trying to say. Like you'll attract clients who are difficult, who aren't ready to receive the reading, compared to if you charge a premium price. You're going to attract a premium client who you can impact even more because they value it even more. And when someone values something, they get more out of it.
Exactly. Yeah, imagine getting a $20 phone versus maybe an iPhone, hundreds of dollars. You probably will take care of the iPhone more so than the $20 phone. You'll value it more because maybe you save money to pay for the iPhone, or you put more effort and energy to get the iPhone. Same with like a certain type of pocketbook. We're using material things. I am right now.
Because
but
it's the
just-
psychology
it is
of
a
it
psychology thing.
behind all of sales. My dad's material things, he sells tiny homes. And when he was charging lower, he had more people asking, well, what's wrong with it? And da-da-da.
Yeah.
And all of these unnecessary interactions he had to have with his customers. So he had a business professional, I forget who told him to raise his prices and all of that would go away.
Yeah.
He raised his prices and all of that went away. People quit asking all of those unnecessary questions, and then he actually started to sell more.
Yes.
So you have to understand the psychology of money and understand that when someone pays you for your service, you're not taking from them. There's an abundance of everything. People will figure out how to meet their
Exactly.
needs. Whatever their needs are, they're going to figure it out. There's an abundance. You're not taking from somebody. You're really, when you're charging your worth, you're doing something for them. So it's about understanding this. And this isn't about manipulation. This isn't about you training yourself to believe this so you could charge more. It's just the reality of what they've found when they analyze sales and when they analyze customer behavior. They found all of this to be true. So you might so in the end you're asking yourself, why am I a medium in the first place? Well, obviously most of you and all of you listening to this episode, you're a medium because you want to impact people, because you've probably had a lot of pain in your life. Well, now that you know this, now that you know if you want to impact more people, you need to charge your worth and what feels right to you so you can get to your people.
Exactly. And I feel like when I charged my worth, I was able to travel to help more people in a different scale. Rather than staying in one spot, one location, I can now travel and work with different people. So I feel like that's a big thing too. And if you're wondering, well, how do I know if I'm charging the right thing for me? Are you drained? Are you getting clients right now? So if you are drained and you're getting clients, there's something that needs to shift there, I believe. There might be, you might be doing too many readings and not getting enough pay for yourself. Or you are drained because you're not getting enough clients and you're trying to figure out what's out of balance. Look at that too. You may be giving so much value or wanting to give so much value, but something's not adding up. Another way you can figure this out if you're not charging the right amount and you feel like you should up your prices would be, are you getting tips after your readings? I find when I need to change my pricing, because there's times where I get tips from readings, but if I find that I'm getting more than normal with tips and it's consecutive people tipping me, I'm like, something needs to change. It's almost like a sign that I'm getting. I'm already getting the nudge before that, but then the extra money comes, or people say, oh, I thought you charged this amount. And I'm like, no, actually, this is my price, but they want to pay me more. So I find that's a sign. And I've shared it with students too, and they're like, that's why I'm getting something's different, changing with the
Yeah, it's like the universe communicating with your business, saying, hey, in order to bring this business up, specifically, you need to charge your prices more.
Yeah.
Or else it's going to stay stagnant in how it is.
Right.
So it's all about looking at money. I feel like money is a huge negative topic in society.
For a lot of people in society.
For most people, for the average people. And then all of us that come out of it, which is everybody that comes out of that society, they come out with these weird beliefs about money. Like, oh, if you charge this, if your business gets big, then you're taken from this business. And it's like, no, that's not the case. There's more than enough people to go around. There's more than enough, one of your mentors told you there's more than enough dead people to go around.
Yes.
For psychic mediums, people are dying every single day. I mean, I know that sounds horrible, but it's like, we have to look at it like from an abundance mindset and understand that when you take from it, there's just more to keep taking. It's not like you're taking. You have to focus on giving, and that's the thing.
Yeah. Once you focus on giving, you're not going to feel bad about giving someone a service.
Because when you feel like you're giving them way more than what they're paying for, and you really feel that in your heart, then the price is not even a question.
Exactly. And it's all about your intention. It's all about your intention. You know, this is like an honest conversation that needs to be talked about because I've witnessed it. I've kind of brushed it to the side. I've ignored it. but I feel like I'm supposed to bring it up. I've had many people come to me, some people that I don't, it's almost like in conversation, I should say, people saying, well, they charge too much as a medium. And I feel like it's something to think about. You shouldn't be focused on what other people are charging. It's a common thing that comes up in the mediumship world.
And in the spiritual world, like it's
Yeah,
like
the
if you're doing
spiritual-
something to help people
like it's
spiritually,
wrong
it's
to-
like it's wrong.
to charge what you're worth, and it's really not wrong. And I'm not putting down the people that are saying it. I'm just trying to make people aware that it doesn't matter what anyone charges. It matters with you helping people.
That's it. There's no
And
wrong
what
or
would-
right.
what
It's
you
like you
feel.
look at the business. Look at Lindsay's business. Look at any medium's business, and look at what is that entity doing? What is it doing for
And
people? And if it's adding a lot of value and it's helping a lot of people, the numbers, they don't matter. They only matter to keep the business running and to keep it expanding at a rate that it needs to expand.
And yes, and minus the business idea of it, it's your energy and the people that you're coming into contact with that's so powerful. Because we can call it business, and it is business, but it's more than that. It's the higher consciousness of our earth. And if we're doing an uneven energy exchange, we can't even help the people that we want to help. And that's what this is all about. This episode is all about making sure that you know the value of your worth when it comes to work. And I think that's the most powerful thing.
Exactly. So that you can keep on growing.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what it's about. It's about growth and touching as many people as we can.
Because once you stop growing, that's when you get in your head and you start overanalyzing, like a lot of psychic mediums do, because they are impasse.
Yeah.
And so we have to focus on growing.
Yes.
And this is the way to growth in your business.
And you shouldn't have to have more than one job as a medium.
No,
You
it
know,
takes
that's-
with anything. And this is our opinions.
Yeah.
They seem like they're right to us, but I know other people disagree. But I feel like everybody should specialize. Like, do what you're really good at. You can have a lot of passions, and that's what you're hitting on right there, right? If you're a medium and you're a good medium, the world needs that.
I know.
You should double down and focus on that, and focus only on that, really.
Right. That's true. And it doesn't mean that you can't do other things like with your mediumship. So energetically, you might feel like, I want to do energy healing and mediumship. I feel like those go hand in hand.
Yeah, they go hand in
if
hand.
you wanted to do something like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you focus your energy on one thing and know that you can give value from mediumship or that sort of thing, it is so important to stay focused on that, like you said.
Pretty much what you're doing with your focus on mediums. Like Lindsay's a teacher. She use your other passions to teach mediums, but that's still part of mediumship. So you mentor mediums and then you give readings, and it's all with that same focus there, which is that's how you become really, really good in your field. And that's how you could charge premium prices in your field, because you're spending all of your time adding, and as you're spending your time, you're adding more value to that specific market. So that's how you make more money.
Yeah.
And that's how you get more value.
And my thing is my why was because Nick passed away. And I was in so much pain because of that. And when I got the confirmation that he was around me, and I had a medium tell me the confirmation that he was around and just confirm things for me, it changed my life to know that, wow, this isn't all we're living for, what we can see with our human eyes. And I wanted people to know that their loved ones are still with them, and they want them to live an abundant life filled with love and happiness and no limits,
Exactly.
So my why is so much more powerful than anything else. And I feel like if you can get clear on your why, that's what's going to help propel you to the next level and remind you of your value.
Absolutely.
So I hope this episode helped you. And I feel like you might have to listen to this episode a couple of times. Take everything that we said. If it feels right to you and it resonates with you, take it. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave it behind, and you may come back to it and think, okay, that makes sense to me, or I still don't agree with that. But this is just our beliefs when it comes to your value, when it comes to the spiritual work that you're doing.
And in the end, ask yourself if what you're doing is working. Are you energized? Do you have enough clients? Is your business healthy? If it is, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you could switch up different things in your business to readjust it,
Yeah.
then do that also.
Exactly. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next time.
See you on the next one.
We hope you enjoyed this episode as much as we did. If you liked it, leave a 5-star review on iTunes, and remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel too.
If you can think of anyone else that would love this episode, share it with them right now on social media or email. And remember, getting results is a process of learning, applying, and reflecting. Stay consistent and continue to grow every day.